Hi, welcome in Untitled. Today I would like to show you how we can easily modify, manage and edit all the materials of our 3D objects in our design tool. As you know, we can import 3D objects like furniture, accessories, lamps, ceramics and so on by using this yellow button on our Function tab, Place Objects. We can add model from the Untitled library where we have more than 35,000 3D elements in between ceramics, accessories, furniture pieces and so on. Or we can also select in between the 3D warehouse of Trimble, SketchUp. Here we have millions of 3D elements, 3D drawings, 3D objects available and ready to be imported in our project. All the objects, all the 3D elements have their own default material already settled, but we can in any moment modify and edit the materials. Let's see how to do it. We have to move to our Function tab, Render. Here we have the view of our bathroom. Let's suppose we want to modify the material of this top here. We click on the right button here, Materials. When I click here, I have automatically the list of all the materials present in our project. Here you have all the materials you can find in the objects imported in our actual project. When I want to modify one of the material, I just click on the object. For example, as I said, I would like to modify the material of this top. I just click on the object and automatically I obtain on the right side the icon of the material. Then I can edit the material by clicking on the pencil edit material here on the bottom side, or just double click on the icon. It's the same. Automatically we open a menu and here we can edit, we can modify the material. Here on the top you have the actual set of the material. We have a glossy material. We can make it matte, glossy or matte. Or we can apply a material, a different material like metal, glass, copper, gold. You have a certain number of pre-selected material that you can apply to your object. For example, let's select copper. I click apply and automatically the top will be in copper. When I click on it, I see on the icon it's in copper. I double click on it and I see that I've selected copper. Actually, I only see a black surface because copper here on this stage has a black color. But once I renderize my image, I will see the copper effect. I will see a little bit red color, typical from copper. Let's go on modifying the material. I just select the material, double click and open my menu. I can apply, as I said, a material here in between, a pre-selected material, or I can even select a color for my material. I just click here and then color. For example, I can have a glossy or a matte color. I have to decide. Let's suppose we want a matte color. Let's click on the color menu, select color, and here I have a complete range of all the colors. I can select in between this range of color by moving with these arrows. around this selection. Let's suppose I would like to have it in a blue color. I stop on a blue color, and with my cursor I select the color I would like to apply to my top. I stop here, apply, and I will get a blue matte lacquered top. When I want it to be glossy, I just click on glossy, color, and I select the color I prefer. In this case, the color will be glossy. That means the final rendering effect will show a glossy material. Let's go on with the different options. I can also select a material like wood, stone, to apply to my top. In this case, I need to select a texture, not a color, but a texture. So I select texture. Here I have the list of all the texture present in my project. I can use one of these texture or import a different one. In this case, I click on the plus and I can select a different texture. Here in Tilelook we have a range of more than 12,000 textures available. I can select one of these textures. Let's suppose I want to have a wooden effect. So I can download this one as example. I download the texture and automatically the texture has been applied to my top. I can adjust the mapping of my texture. Very easy. I click on this other menu, texture mapping, and from this page I can adjust the grain version, the size of the grain, and so on. Let's see. You see, when I touch on the arrow, you see on the preview on the left side, I can rotate or move the sense of the grain in order to obtain the effect I prefer. I can rotate the sense of the grain to make it vertical or diagonal, and I can scale the texture as well. Another option, in case I want to apply a texture, a material that is not present in our library, that is not present in our Tilelook library, more than 12,000 texture, but is a material that I have in my file, is a material that I have as in my personal file, I can edit and apply to my project. I show you how to do it. Let's move to our website, tilelook.com. We log in our account, My Tilelook, and here we have a section, My Texture, you see. When I click on it, I have some pre-downloaded texture. I can add here other texture just by selecting in between my files. Let's see. New texture, I click on it. Then I click on Choose File. Okay. Then I select one image in between my desktop, for example. I have some pre-selected material here, some JPEG files. It has to be a JPEG or PNG file. Let's suppose this one. I can select my material from my file and then include, download in my account. Okay? In this case, I have imported my file. Then I have to give a name to my new material. I can call it wood 1 as example. Okay? Then you have to select that material type. It's a wood because I've selected the wood texture. Then I click Save. In this case, I've imported a texture from my personal file into my Tilehook account. And now it's available and I can use it in my project. Let's move back to my project. Okay, let's select the material, double click for editing. Let's select the texture, add my texture, and here I have my material. I can directly download into my project and use it for my material. Let's see. Apply. Here is. We have applied a material that is not present in between the 12,000 textures of Tilehook, but it's in my personal file, and I've imported it. We can also apply the same material to other objects. Let's do an example. In case I would like to apply the same material of the top to this cabinet here underneath, it's very easy. I just click on the cabinet, I select the material I would like to use, for example this one. I select the material and then I click on the yellow button, Assign Material. Very easy. The same for the other cabinets. I click on the material and Assign Material. In this way, I've copied my material to the cabinets as well. Last option, in case you are a rendering wizard, a rendering expert, you can also modify the bumping on the roughness of the material. Just double click on the icon and then you click on this button here, Clone. Here you have a set of options you can adjust, you can modify for getting the effect you prefer. As I told you, in order to be able to use this kind of option, you need to be a rendering expert. That's why I don't stop now on these options. Okay, that's all for the moment. I hope it has been useful. See you soon in Tilehook.